Namaste, namaste, and welcome to Monday Midday Chair Yoga. Today is our 7th or possibly more week of the term. I seem to not be able to count at the moment, but it's all good. And we are still exploring Pura Chakra, the solar plexus. No yellow on today, I'm afraid, but yellow is indeed the color of the chakra we're dealing with, the energy center. And it sits in the body just underneath the rib cage, between the rib cage and the navel, usually in most people. And the mantra is RAM, R-A-M. It governs the digestive system, the digestive fire, our metabolism, our sense of personal energy and confidence. It also governs the pancreas. And it's wonderful. It's a wonderful sunshine energy in the body when it's full of beans. And of course, we can feel quite depleted when it's not. So our practice today is all about stimulating this area, bringing balance to this area, and creating that sense of inner sunshine and inner joy. With that in mind, let's get started in our practice. We're going to sit tall on our chairs, not sitting against the back, but sitting forward. Rest your hands wherever they're comfortable. Feel that sense of length, and then gently closing the eyes and spending just a moment here. Step away from everything that's been going on around you today. Step into your time and space for yoga. Notice how your body feels in this moment. Notice if it feels a little stiff or awkward or uncomfortable in places. Making sure that you work compassionately with those areas throughout our practice. And noticing at least one part of the body that feels peaceful, spacious, and at ease. Allow that sense of ease to move through the body, softening tension, beginning to have that process of creating more peacefulness in the body. Notice your breath in this moment, the gentle ebb and flow of the breath. Notice the parts of the body that move as you breathe. You might like to rest your hands gently on the space just underneath the rib cage. Sometimes bringing our awareness with touch to an area helps us to really focus on that area as we breathe. We're usually very aware of the front of the body moving with the breath. But as you sit to breathe, just trying to focus also on the sides of the rib cage and the back of the body. Develop a deeper breath. Feeling that gentle rise and fall with each breath in and out. Try to avoid forcing the abdomen to move in and out, just allowing the body to move with the breath without engagement. When you're ready, you can gently blink your eyes open. We'll rest our arms out to the side and do some sun breath with this same sort of motion through the center. We're going to breathe in to take the arms around the sides of the body and up. Perhaps the palms can meet. And breathe out to take the arms down around the body to the sides. Turn the palms out and up to breathe in. Turn the palms down to breathe out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Feel free to move at your own rhythm of breath. Let's do 3 more. Resting the arms down by the side, just giving the shoulders a little roll, maybe moving the neck ever so slightly, a few movements here. We're going to come back to center, draw the chin towards the chest, and take a gentle smile, then rolling the right ear towards the right shoulder, and chin to chest, and left ear to left shoulder. Just gently going from side to side. Noticing the sensations down the side of the neck, into the side of the jaw, perhaps the head, the chest, the back. The next time your head comes through center, just resting there for a moment. Again, giving yourself a gentle smile, raising the head to the upright position, bottom teeth over top teeth. Take the chin forward and up, opening that space down the front of the throat. Breathing. And then gently lowering to center, relaxing the jaw. If you like, you can go all the way down to chin to chest, and then come back to center, rolling the shoulders again. Aces. So we've had a special request today to start with an energizing practice. So now we're centered, we're actually going to come up to standing for our practice. So we can place our blocks to one side, if you've got them, and just coming up into any comfortable standing position. And this is a practice that can't be done with a chair. So just popping your chair to one side or stepping away from it. And we're going to start with just a little bit of movement. So any movements that don't feel right for you, or if you would like to hold on for a bit, you can absolutely hold on, or just rest out of this part of the practice. So we're going to start with just lifting one heel and then the other, doing a little, almost like an on-the-spot jog. You might like to move your arms as well. And we can begin to make that movement a little bit bigger, perhaps waving the arms. Very good. Then we can start shaking the arms. As if you're trying to flick water off your fingertips. And we might start picking one foot up and then the other. So we're really moving our weight onto one foot and then the other. Shake out the hand. Maybe a jiggle of the shoulders. If you'd like to, you can speed this up a little bit. And you never have to do the next stage. So if this feels like enough, or if you want to go back to just picking the heels up, make it a little bit less bouncy, you can. But if you're comfortable, you can do a little bit of light bouncing. And just let your body be really loose here in the upper body. Maybe less so across the neck. You might like to do a little turning of the feet. I like to do a little twist of the hips. The jumps don't need to be big, they can be just nice and small. And then when you're ready, planting your feet, taking a deep breath in, sighing out. Very good. And then here we're going to to move our arms one and then the other. So lifting one arm and then lifting the other, trying to find a space where it can fit onto the screen. There we are. And we can bend the knees as well, doing a little light bouncing of the knees. So we lift one arm and then the other. We don't have to do any particular shape here. It's just whatever the body naturally does. Nice soft elbows, or you can lengthen your arms if you like. Trying perhaps to do a little lifting through the belly muscles to stabilize and center. Breathing as you go. Let's do 2 more to each side. And we're just going to rest in the center for a moment. And taking your feet nice and wide apart, a little soft in the knees, Kati Chakrasana. So it's always a lovely energizing practice, Kati Chakrasana. Just wrapping the arms around the body, tapping wherever they fall as we twist from side to side, but nice and firm through center, particularly lifting in the pelvic floor and the belly muscles. And then here, if you wish to, you can pivot on your toes a little bit. Lovely job. If you wish to, you can add a soft bend in the knees, a bounce and twist, perhaps touching the opposite shoulder in front of you, opposite side of the rib cage behind you if you can. Wherever the arms reach is good. We are going to turn this movement into something a little bit more side reaching. So we're going to reach arms across the body. And they don't have to come very high, but if you're able to, get your arms either side of your head. Doesn't matter how wide apart they are, we can do that. That soft bounce of the knees and a point of the toes. You can make this much slower if you want to. It's not a problem if slower is steadier. That's good. Don't mind going a little bit quicker. You can begin to step that pointed foot a little bit further back, nice and firm across the belly. So we get a forward bend, a backward bend, a forward bend, a backward bend, forward bend, a backward bend, and side reach. If you wish to, you can float that back foot off the floor. Even more of a backward bend, nice and firm across the belly muscles. Let's do 2 more to each side. And then we'll bring our feet back to stillness or steadiness. Sway slowly back to center. A couple of rolls of the shoulders. Just feeling our way here. Very nice. And then we're going to finish with, not finished, we're never finished until we do our relaxation. We're going to breathe in to come up onto our tiptoes, reaching the arms out and up, and breathe out just a little sort of forward bend, like you're skiing, reaching the arms back behind you. Breathing in, forward and up, onto tiptoes if you can. Breathing out and down. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. It's quite a feat of balance. Nice and firm through the belly muscles. Relaxed as the arms come behind you. Open in the chest as they come up. Lovely job. Let's do 2 more. Wonderful. Coming back to standing upright, just shaking out anything that needs a little bit of a shake out. And then we're going to finish with just twisting in the upper body. So nice and firm in the low body, and then just the arms. And it's quite a firm patting. Don't bash yourself too hard, Helen. Oh my word. Don't want any bruises. But just trying to get that sense of real loose around the upper back, the shoulders, the chest, but firm through actually the back of the neck is nice and lifted. The belly muscles are nice and firm. Pelvic floor, legs nice and strong. Wonderful stuff. We'll do just a couple more. And then we're going to relax. Let us come all the way back to center and spend a moment just standing tall, relaxing the body from the effort that we've made with that still centered lift, and making note of how that feels in the body. So do we feel a sense of inner energy being stimulated? Do we feel a sense of warmth? Perhaps a little bit of joy, or a bit of, laughter is bubbling up. Who knows? Just take a few more gentle shoulder rolls. Fantastic. Very good. Okay, so we're going to come to using our chairs much as we did a couple of weeks ago. For our start, we're going to do a little cat-cow motion. So here we're using the chair as if we would use the floor. So placing our hands onto the chair seat, walking the feet a little bit further back, trying to find that centered lift in the belly muscles. And we can start with just the shoulders moving. So we've rolled the shoulders in an upright position. Now we can roll them in this almost hands and knees-esque position, hands and feet position. We're keeping the knees a little soft. And we can roll the opposite way as well. And this scapular movement is really lovely to free the upper back. But if it doesn't come naturally, just work with what you've got until you build up a little bit more range of movement. It is all about practice. We're going to come to the center and just do a little sway of the hips from side to side. So as we bring the left hip, sway the left hip and shoulder towards each other, and then the right hip and shoulder towards each other. We can look to the left as we go to the left, and look to the right as we go to the right, thinking about firming through the center at the same time. One more to each side. And then we're going to come to the center and just gently roll the shoulder blades down, lift the chest looking forward, maybe lift the tailbone ever so slightly, and then round under, scoop the belly in, chin to chest, maybe even a little stronger. Inhaling as we roll forward, opening the front of the body, scooping the belly in, gliding the shoulder blades down. Exhaling as we round under, scooping in and up. Inhaling and exhaling. And really the trick is to keep that scooped up and in feeling of the belly muscles as we come into the open position of the chest. Let's do 2 more of these. We're going to finish in the rounded position. And just take a moment to bend the knees, rest our weight back into our feet. So we can take the weight off the hands to stand upright. If you want to come up to standing a different way, you absolutely do that. And then just giving the shoulders a little bit of a roll, and also rolling out the wrists. So you might like to interlace the fingers and do some figure of 8 movements. You might like to roll the backs of the hands and palms of the hands towards each other. Whatever feels good to you to release out any effort across the wrists. When you're ready, just relaxing the arms down to the side, giving the shoulders a little roll. Perfect. Okay, so we've done this lovely backwards and forwards movement, and we are now going to turn our chairs so that we can use the back of the chair. Oops, seem to be having a little bit of an issue. And do a little bit of movements for the side of the body. So we already did our little side cats, which is very, very nice. So here we're going to stand with the chair on the right side of the body. We want to stand so that we are using the chair for as much support as needed, but also as little as needed. We don't want to be leaning towards the chair or feel like that this right side of the body is having to hold us up. We just want that fingertip touch or back of the hand touch if you're wanting to be really fancy. And we're going to step the left foot away from the body as well. So we're starting with the left foot pointing away. We're going to reach the left arm also up. I realize that it's difficult to see, but I can reach it this way, it's not a problem. And then here, we want to have the right foot pressing down into the floor, the right side of the body lifted, everything nice and centered here. And we are going to bend the left elbow and knee towards each other and then reach away. So we're bending towards each other, reaching away. It doesn't matter if they don't meet, that's okay. Reaching away, let's do 2 more. These lovely sort of side crunchy things. And then gently relax the arm down to the side. Aces. So we're now stepping onto both feet, but we are this distance from the chair, so we can put our right foot out towards the chair, still holding on with the right hand, fingertip touch, and we're reaching the left arm out to the left, and we're going to breathe in standing tall, and then bring the right elbow, no, the left elbow and knee to the right knee across the body. So opposite now, knee and arm. Just breathing in to lengthen, breathing out to come towards each other, nice and firm across the belly muscles. We'll do 1 more. Standing tall, both feet on the ground, giving yourself a little wriggle. And it's useful here just to check in with the body and feel what is working. If there are any niggles, trying to wriggle them out. We'll take a downward facing dog on the chair. So hands on the back of the chair, walking the feet away. Don't walk the feet so far away that you're leaning on the chair. Have it so that when you bend your knees, you can shift your hips back behind your heels or towards your heels a little bit. And just have that sense of length, really scooping up here with the belly muscles as well. Maybe a sway of the hips from side to side. We can press into the hands so that we're not sagging here and relaxing, but we're creating stability through the body. Maybe a lengthen of one leg and then the other. Maybe turn of the head from side to side. When you're ready, looking towards your chair and walking yourself in to stand up. Awesome sauce. I'm going to move my chair to the other side, but you guys can just turn around in your space if you like. So we begin with our just fingertip touch on the chair, standing far enough away that we're not leaning onto the chair, but we've got it there for as much support as we need. The left leg is the standing leg. We're going to slide the right leg out to the right. We're going to reach the right arm out as well. I realize that it's not in a good space with that curtain here, so I'm going to move to here. Hopefully it'll be easier to see. Super. So here you can reach out to the side, or if you like, up. And we breathe in to stand tall, left hip over left leg, and we breathe out to bring the right elbow and right knee towards each other. Breathing in to lengthen, breathing out to bring that side of the body close, breathing in to lengthen, breathing out. We'll do 2 more. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in to reach, breathing out to contract. Very nice. Standing onto both legs. Just notice how that feels in the body. I'm going to swap feet. Right leg will be the standing foot. Left leg will be out to the left. Reaching the right arm away as well. Breathing in here. Breathing out. Right elbow to left knee across the body. Breathing in to lengthen. Breathing out to draw in. Breathing in to lengthen. Breathing out. Let's do 2 more. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Very nice. Standing onto both feet. Just giving yourself a little wriggle of anything that needs wriggling. Very good. We can do our downward facing dogs again. So facing your chair, walking your feet away, little scoop in of the belly as we bend the knees and lengthen the tailbone back, pressing into the hands. Anything that makes sense here, a little wiggle of the hips from side to side, or it might be a little paddle of the knees or a turn of the head. Keeping that centered support, and when you're ready, coming to the middle, looking forward, walking yourself back in to uprights. Give the shoulders a gentle roll. Very nice. Well done, guys. So it's really nice to do this type of motion where we encourage the sides of the body to work, because most of us are quite used to working the front of the body, but if we work the sides of the body, we really support this centered sense of strength. Very good. Okay, so our next movement is actually in that downward dog position, and it's not dissimilar to what we've done standing up, but we've got the added challenge of gravity. So watching, if you're not sure, we're going to come into our downward dog position. Use as much support as you need from your chair. Try not to sink here, but press into the arms. We are lengthening the tailbone out. We're going to make the left leg the standing leg and just slide the right leg back. Now, it might be for some people that this is enough. The right toes are on the floor, but it's only really the left leg doing support. So we need to be really firm through our center, lifted in the belly muscles. But if you can, lifting the right leg up and down. We'll breathe in to lift up, breathe out to lower. And we're going to do 3 more of these. But just taking your time, you don't need to lift high, not lifting beyond your hip. And then sliding that foot in the center. We just want to give ourselves a little wiggle and do the same thing to the other side immediately if we can. Come up to standing if you can't. Sliding the left leg back, right knee is slightly bent, firm through the belly muscles. We gently lift the left leg up and lower. Lifting and lowering, nice and firm through center. Lift and lower. 2 more. Lift, lower, 1 more, lift, lower, step onto both feet first, and then gently softening the knees, looking forward, walking to that upright position. Take a moment as you come to standing upright, making sure you don't feel dizzy, holding onto your chair as much as you need to, before you then set yourself away to give a little wriggle through the shoulders, maybe a little wriggle through the wrists as well. Wonderful stuff. So for those that want to be really, really fancy, we can do 1 more thing in this kind of position, but I wanted perhaps to give us the option of doing this from having the hands on the seat as well. So coming again, watching if you would like to, we're going to come into this almost like a hands and knees position. So we want to have a sense of length in our torso, lift in the belly muscles. Hands can be slightly in front of the shoulders if you like, but there or there at shoulders or thereabouts. We're going to step onto the right leg as the standing leg and glide the left leg back. And then here, if this is enough, stay here. And it's okay to practice where it's enough for you right now before adding something to this. But if you're comfortable, you can lift your left leg up to wherever is comfortable. Hold, maybe this is enough. You can stay here. If you would like to, you can press into your right foot and turn your left hip to the left, maybe even turn your shoulders to the left as well, looking to your left, and then gently turn back to face towards the floor with the hips and chest and the shoulders. So it's really firm across the center of the body, turning to look to the left. Your leg doesn't have to be up at hip height, but if it goes up to hip height, that's nice. And turning back. We're going to turn 1 more time to the left and then back to the center. Step onto both feet, make the knees nice and soft, and then press into the feet to stand all the way tall. Use your chair for support if you'd like to. Give the shoulders a little roll as well. Perfect. We can do exactly the same thing to the other side. I am going to move my chair because it's then easier for me to keep an eye on those here on the screen, but also I think it's easier for you guys to see. So if you need to give your wrists a little roll or a little shake, you can. I promise this is the very last thing that we're doing on the wrists. So we have the hands on the chair, maybe the hands underneath the shoulders or slightly in front of the shoulders, walking the feet back. So when our knees are bent, we've got a nice straight torso, the hips are over the heels. We're going to make the left leg the standing leg and slide the right leg back behind us. This might be enough. Scooping the belly in and holding this position is already challenging. If you'd like to, you can lift your right leg up. Doesn't matter how high, maybe this is challenging enough. That is okay, stick with it. If you would like to, you can turn your right hip to the right, turn the chest, maybe make yourself a little lighter on your right fingertips, and then turn your hip back to be square towards the floor, chest as well. You can turn your right hip to the right, opening the chest, maybe looking to the right as well, nice and firm on that left leg, and then turning back to center. And then last time, turning to the right and turning back to center. Step onto both feet, soften the knees, maybe slide your hips slightly back so you can press into the feet to stand all the way tall, using the chair for support if you need to. Taking a few deep breaths in this upright position, feeling just how strong the body feels after that wonderful practice. Well done, guys. We are going to come to sitting down now, because we can. So just placing your chair, placing your bottom of your chair, we're going to need, I'm going to bring this block just in case, but a block or a cushion or a book or something similar, just to hold. And coming to sitting first, taking a moment to arrive in sitting, feel an ease that comes with a little bit more support in the body. So we don't have to be holding on quite so hard. We can find a little softness after that challenging practice and give ourselves a couple of deeper breaths, maybe even with the eyes closed. Very, very good. Okay. So without relaxing into the back of the chair, it's not quite time for that yet. We can sit with our feet, our knees under our feet, our feet under our knees. One of these days I'll get it all right. And take our block or cushion or whatever it happens to be in our hands to hold up above the head. Now, if a block or a cushion or a book is too narrow for your shoulders, it is okay to do this practice with the arms just nice and wide, holding an imaginary ball. But if you can, with the arms over the head and the arms nice and close together. We're going to think about pressing the feet and the tailbone at the bottom of the body, the seat into the seat, the chair, and lifting the arms and the crown of the head up. We'll glide the shoulders up and then glide the shoulders down and see if we can keep that lift with the shoulders down. And then we're going to imagine we're drawing a circle on the ceiling, pressing into the feet really firm across the belly muscles. And it is our block or cushion or book that is drawing that circle. So we're trying to find some strength all the way around the torso, particularly from the waist upwards and the waist downwards, I guess. And then we're going to go in the opposite direction. You can make these circles as small or as big as you like. If your shoulders get tired, you can either widen your arms or bring your arms down and hold your block towards your center. It's the same thing, we're just making that movement with the crown of the head. Let's do 2 more in this direction. And then resting the arms down, we'll take a moment just to really relax the arms to the side, maybe give them a little swing or a few shrugging shoulders. It's quite hard work on the shoulders as well, that one. Aces. So again, we can use the block. I'm going to give you 2 options for the block this time. So we can, scratch that, just do it as I do it if you can. So we're going to sit really tall. We're going to start with the block in the right hand. We're going to place the block to the chair so we can lean on it and then reach the left arm up and over. We're going to come back to the center and do that same practice, that same movement 2 more times. reaching up and over with the left arm and back to center. Still pressing the right arm into the block, still firm through the belly and the feet. And that block stops us collapsing so much into the right side. As we come through center, we'll pass the block into the left hand, same thing on the left. So pressing that block into your chair in some fashion, reaching up and over with the right hand. It doesn't matter if it's a cushion or a book, whatever it is, can give you a little bit of sense of space. One more, reaching up and over, and then back to the center. Relaxing the arms here, maybe rolling through the shoulders a little. Very nice. We are going to use our blocks, cushions or books one more time, but this time with the feet perhaps a little bit closer together. We're going to breathe in to reach up, breathe out to bring that block or cushion or book down on the right side, and breathe in through center, nice and firm through center, breathing out to the left. Breathing in and up, breathing out as we twist to the right. Breathing in and up, breathing out as we twist to the left. If it's too narrow, breathing in with the arms nice and wide. Breathing out as you twist, there's just not the extra weight. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's do one more to each side. Breathing in, breathing out to the right. Nice and firm through center, breathing in, breathing out to the left. Breathing in this time as you breathe out, bring your right knee up, and if you can, put your block, cushion or book in front of the right shin or ankle. Breathing in to sit tall, press the feet down, breathing out to change to the opposite side. Breathing in tall. Remember, you can do it without your block if you need to. Breathing out. Breathing in tall. Breathing out. Let's do two more to each side. Breathing in. Breathing out. Have that sense of breathing in to stretch and lift the belly muscles. Keep them lifted as you breathe out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Last one to the left. Breathing in and breathing out. We'll finish with a breath in. Breathing out, arms down to the side. Oh, my word. Placing that block, cushion or book between your knees. If it's a book, it might be a bit too heavy to hold there. So in which case, you just pop it onto the ground. It's not a problem at all. We're going to roll the shoulders a little. Maybe moving the head a touch up and down or a bit side to side, whatever feels good in this moment. And then we're going to keep our feet on the floor. If you are wider in the body, now I am not narrow in the body, but if you are wider and you feel more comfortable with the block in a different orientation, then you can have that. So it gives you a little bit more space. We're going to squeeze the block generally. It doesn't matter which way round it is. In fact, I might go with this one. Feels good, feels nice. We don't need to squeeze super hard, but we want to squeeze enough that we feel the legs are active. I'm going to press the feet into the floor, scoop the belly in to sit tall, and then do a little gentle side to side. So as we go to one side, we just want to feel that sense of length. So we're lengthening these muscles, and then we need them to be strong to hold us here, but we also need them to really engage to bring us back to center. So let us go from side to side 3 more times. Nice lift through the belly muscles. All of this work is about the centered space, being strong, but being moved so that we have a sense of that energy being free flowing. When we come back to center this time, just relaxing the grip on the block a little, not so you drop it, but just so that you're not squeezing it as actively. Rolling the shoulders. Very nice. And we're going to do that same motion, but with added arm movements as well. So if you feel like your shoulders have had enough, because it's been a not not unchallenging class. You can keep doing as we've done, or if you prefer, little squeeze on the block, pressing down with the feet, pressing down with the seat, lifting with the crown of the head, lifting with the belly muscles. We'll breathe in as we lean over to the right. We're going to breathe out back to the center, firming the belly muscles, breathing in over to the left, and breathing out back to the center. Let's do 2 more to each side. Breathing in, breathing out. A bit more challenging for the body because we've got the weight of the arms as we breathe in and breathe out. So really firm through center, breathing in, breathing out. Last one, breathing in, breathing out. Just reaching the arms nice and wide, relaxing the arms down to the side, little less squeezy on the block, rolling through the shoulders, making any movements that feel good with the body. We're going to squeeze the block again, and then here we're going to sit tall, breathing in to open the chest, maybe lifting the chin, taking the palms, arms wide, palms facing forwards, breathing out to round through the spine. Think about drawing your shoulders first, then your arms, then the backs of the hands towards each other as you breathe out. Breathing in to reach open, lifting up with the chest, the chin, the palms of the hands. Breathing out to round through the spine. Exhaling, backs of the hands towards each other. Nice and firm through the belly, a little firm in the feet, firm with the grip of the block. Breathing out to round, forwards, bringing the backs of the hands towards each other. Last time, breathing in. Breathing out. We're going to finish with breathing in to sit all the way tall, breathing out to float the arms down to the side. Give yourself a little wriggle through the shoulders. Fantastic. We can put these blocks to one side. We're not going to need them again. But we want to sit perhaps a little bit further back in our seats, widen our feet. And then here, we're having a sense of lift in the center of the body, nice lift in the belly muscles, breathing in here, breathing out to slide the hands down towards the knees. And we're going to just gently sway the chest from side to side. Let your breath find its natural rhythm. Just a gentle sway of the chest from side to side. Try to think about that lift in the belly muscles. Perhaps you can feel in the sides or the back of the body as well as the front of the body the effort. You might like to come a little bit lower, maybe be on your forearms. Use the arms to do a little bit of this swaying movement. Finding a little bit of length in the back of the body. Still lifting in the belly muscles. We can come to center and then just see if there's a forward bend available to you. If it isn't, stay higher up. It's fine. It doesn't matter. If you prefer to have the knees closer together, you can. But this way, we get to forward bend the space for the body between the legs. We can still have that sense of lifting in the belly muscles, maybe just gently. Still pressing down into the feet, relaxing the back of the neck, relaxing the shoulders, maybe a gentle nod of the head or a turn of the head, if that feels comfortable. And then to come up, we're pressing into the feet, firming the belly muscles, sliding the hands up to the knees, pressing into those hands to help the body back to the upright position. And take your time. When we've been in a forward bend, particularly with the head lower than the heart and the hips, then it can take us just a few moments for our blood to settle back into those good spaces. And somebody recently described this sensation of coming back to upright and a slight lightheadedness as a feeling a lightness in the body, feeling space in the body, which is really lovely. So we're gently going to bring our feet towards each other, just making any final movements that feel good and preparing for relaxation. So I've got a little block to rest my feet on and my blanket close to hand, but I am going to have a quick swig of my water just to lubricate the voice for our relaxation. When we're working with Pura Chakra, the element is fire. And sometimes that means it can be, the practice itself can be a little bit drying, a little bit. So if, like me, you have done a lot of the same kind of energetic practice over a few days, or a few weeks in this case, then you might find it is just a little bit drying, needs balancing. But hopefully you guys won't find that, because you're just doing enough of it to be stimulating. Some over-explaining of why I need a glass of water. So feel free to settle yourself back into your seat. Oh, getting nice and cozy on this cool autumn day. Feeling the support of the chair behind you. And now that we are supported in the back of the body, we can soften that effort we've made across the center of the body throughout the class. And we can also soften the effort in the legs, the shoulders, any other part of the body that feels good. You might close your eyes here before gently turning the head one way and the other, a couple of times in each direction. You might like an ear to shoulder as well, or perhaps making gentle figure of eights or circles with the nose, not necessarily doing large movements, but just nice releasing movements. When you feel ready, you can bring yourself back to center, make the last adjustments, and bring your body to stillness. Take a deep breath in and sigh out through your mouth. Repeat 3 times. A deep breath in, soft, gentle sigh to let all the effort of your practice go. A deep breath in, relaxing your muscles. Deep breath in, surrender down into your feet and into the chair. Allow your breath to find its natural rhythm and fall into quietness. Take your awareness into your forehead. Feel it soften. Feel the space between the eyebrows separating. The area around the eyes releasing. Your mouth, tongue, jaw relaxing. Take your awareness into the back of the body. Allow the back of the body to feel that sense of contact, support. So you can soften into the chair, soften into the floor. Feel the space in front of the body. The touch of air on your face. The weight and the warmth of your extra layers or your blanket. The sensation of the hands resting on the lap. Become aware of the movement of your breath. Feel the gentle ebb and flow of the breath. Feel the movement of your clothes on your skin as you breathe. Feel the movement of that space just under the rib cage as you breathe. Be at ease. Find a gentle quietness in your breath. Imagine that the breath is coming and going from that space just under the ribs. In this space, you'll find a light, a golden yellow light. With each breath in, that light glows a little brighter. And with each breath out, the light spreads from this center into the other parts of the body. Each breath in, the light glows a little brighter. Each breath out, its warmth and its light spreading a little further. Everything the light touches becomes softened. Warmed. Glows in an internal joy. Allow that light to bathe the whole body. In its healing warmth. The body softening a little deeper with every exhalation. Gently begin to draw the light back towards your center. Drawing it back to that space just resting under the ribcage. You can imagine the light retreating into a box or a room that you can close to contain that sense of energy, that internal sunshine. So it's there whenever you need it. Begin to take a few deeper breaths. And bring your awareness back to your hands and your feet by wiggling your fingers, your toes, maybe rolling the wrists and the ankles. When you feel ready, you can take a deep breath and stretch the body in any way that feels good. Maybe stretching the face. Maybe lengthening one side and then the other. Maybe just lengthening the arms. When you feel ready, you can perhaps gather yourself more towards center. You might hug one knee in and then the other before coming to sitting and resting your hands on your abdomen or at the center of your chest. Perhaps bowing the chin gently downwards. Today we've really brought a sense of balance and energy, sense of stimulation to this part of the body that houses our inner sunshine. So we can perhaps take opportunities to spread a little joy around us this week as we go. Or to draw on our inner joy when we feel that it is not available in other places. Give yourself another smile, and when you're ready, raising your head and opening your eyes. Thank you so much for joining in this practice. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I will see you again next time. Namaste.